tomorrow before 7 a.m. in a court, in a jail in Nagpur. Yakub Memon is sentenced to die. He will be hanged till death. The only way anything can possibly change in that is if President Pranab Mukherjee has a change of heart from what he did back in 2014 and accepts the mercy plea which has been submitted today by Yakub Memon and commutes that death penalty to life. We are told that Rashtrapati Bhavan is working on some sort of statement, some sort of reaction to the developments in court today and indeed to that mercy petition which has been forwarded to Rashtrapati Bhavan. I should also mention that there was a similar petition which had been forwarded to the Governor of Maharashtra that has been rejected as well. So frankly, there are no legal options that we are aware of at this stage which exist with Yakub Memon. It's all up to Rashtrapati Bhavan at this stage. And as far as the law and order infrastructure in Maharashtra is concerned, they don't see any impediment to the hanging actually taking place tomorrow. Should there be some sort of directive from Rashtrapati Bhavan, they will obviously be bound to act by that. Until such time, they have already moved to the next phase in terms of planning for the execution, which as I mentioned, is scheduled for 7 a.m. tomorrow. Let's just listen in to the BJP. They are reacting on this. It's Nalin Kohli of the BJP. Let's just see what he has to say.
Now that the Honorable Supreme Court has given its final verdict, it brings finality to an issue that was out there and in public discourse for the last few days. It would not be correct or appropriate to raise any kind of questions or debate the decision, because the decision of the Honorable Supreme Court clearly says that the total legal process had been followed. There was nothing incorrect in the decision of awarding the death sentence. And we should at the same time bear in mind that the 1993 bomb blasts were a horrific terrorist incident in which hundreds of people lost their lives and hundreds were maimed for life. And therefore, in a way, this brings one step more towards closure of that terrorist incident.
We can also tell you that ahead of the execution of Yakub Memon, there is already a process of the police fanning out in different parts of Mumbai, areas which are sensitive, to ensure that there isn't any law and order issue that takes place tomorrow. We'll bring you more details of that. Because at this stage, what happens next, in terms of reviewing the judgment itself, it's largely an academic discussion. There has been a curative petition that's been rejected. There were question marks on the curative petition that's been rejected. There's been a mercy plea to the Maharashtra governor that's likely been rejected. And all that remains at this stage is a mercy plea, another one, because the earlier one had been rejected by President Mukherjee, a fresh one which has been submitted by Yakub Memon. This is the only ground which he has from a legal standpoint, is what we are told. Let me go across to NDTV's Arunachalam Vaidyanathan, who joins me at this stage. As I go across to him, I can tell you that the images that you see on your screen now are from outside the jail in Nagpur, where Yakub Memon has been housed for several years now. He will be executed here as well. According to some reports, there has been the jailers over here have already prepared for the execution, which has been scheduled for before 7 p.m. Family members have been informed as well. Vaidya, I'll come to you in just a moment. I'm joined by Saurabh Gupta. Saurabh, firstly, is it correct that the police are being extra cautious in Mumbai and in other parts of Maharashtra ahead of this execution?
Well, absolutely. The police have held meetings with the top brass of the government to ensure that nothing untoward happens when this execution takes place. Given that they had days to plan it, that they had made it very clear that unless and until there were directions to do otherwise, that the execution would go on as planned. The planning is already in place. We are told by our sources that in some parts of Mumbai and Maharashtra there may be some kind of prohibitory orders. Also, the security that you're going to see is not going to be largely over. It's not going to be overt. It's going to be more of policemen fanning around, maybe not in uniform, maybe in plain clothes as well, to ensure that everyone is in control, that nobody actually fans any kind of tension.